Hello.
Hello.
Good
Animorning.
Good Animorning.
Hey guys.
How you doing, Swifty?
I'm okay. I'm a little bit tired.
Oh.
Yeah, hey guys. I wish I could be more cheerful this morning, but the world's in a bit of a state right now.
That's true, yeah.
And I think it's important to acknowledge and just to say to everyone that wherever you are in the world, I hope you guys are staying safe right now. I don't know exactly what's going on in your respective cities, but it's a scary time in the world right now, so thanks for coming and hanging out with us on this Animorning. We're gonna look at some animation. We're gonna try and alleviate a bit of the tension, I guess,
Or
by just hanging out and being good friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really important to say. Thank you for...
Yeah, of course. It's frightening, but we're all here together, and you know, take care of yourselves and take care of one another.
Yeah.
And I hope that everything that's happening will lead to change and a better future for everyone.
I hope there's a transformation.
Yeah. I really hope there is. If there's one thing that this has made clear, it's that things cannot stay the way they are. Like, change is needed.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. You've been in your house for 3 months anyway. What's a couple more? Staying in is a good idea if you're in a place where you're in danger, and just for Corona in general, it's a good idea. Though I do very much respect people who are marching right now.
Yeah.
For Black Lives Matter. I think that's super important. And I have nothing but respect for anyone who's doing that, especially in a way where they're trying to avoid inciting violence.
Yeah.
But how are you guys doing? How is everyone? How are you, Mike?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah?
You know? Like...
Did you sleep alright?
Yeah.
Good.
Of the little I got, yeah.
What time did you get to bed?
2:30, I think.
2:30. Yeesh. It's not so bad, but it's also not very early.
Not so good either.
It's not the worst. It's not the best either. Oh, Phoenix King, I'm sorry that you're not feeling great. I'm glad that you're here with us. Hey, Rabbit. Good morning. How are you doing? Get that coffee, Lessine. Oh man, I could do with some. Should have grabbed some before the stream started.
Sorry,
what
I
a fool.
was getting water for myself.
Yeah, I had some. I just finished it.
Oh.
It's alright though. Oh my gosh!
He's not gonna get away with this!
Go Pirate Software!
Hey!
Hey! Thank you so much for the raid! Yo, we're big fans of your work. Love Heartbound.
Thank you so much for coming over.
Yeah, that's super cool of you. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone is staying safe where you are.
This is your first. This is your first time here. This is the Animation Breakfast Club.
Yeah, yo, we're Doig and Swift. I'm Swift. He's Doig. We're animators and artists, and you've actually caught us on a morning where we're doing the Animorning challenge, which is where we review a bunch of work that people have submitted to us over the week.
Yeah, so we do weekly challenges called the Animorning Challenge, which is an animation themed challenge. And this week's it was transformation. So we're going to be looking at some animated transformations and see if we can give them any ways that they can help them push them work further.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for all the follows. We really appreciate it. Hey, you guys are awesome. Thank you. And Go Pirate Software. I'm glad that you're doing well. And thank you for bringing people over. That's super cool.
Really appreciate it.
You'll mostly be seeing other people's work today because it's a review day. But if you guys are interested in our work, you can find it at our YouTube channel, or you might be familiar with Starlight Brigade or the Magnum Bullets music video. We worked on both of those.
Yeah. Our past work is in the top left corner here for you. This is
yeah.
this is stuff that we did with Knights. The scenes there are all the scenes
You're
that
right, my
India
friend.
animated.
You're right, my
Pirate
friend.
gang represent.
Aw.
Pirate Gang. Nice.
Thank you
for
very
the-
much, Man Kid CS.
Thank you for the bits.
Yo, Pirate Gang. I can't wait to see the next game you guys are working on. I'm excited. Heartbound is so good. It's still good.
You guys are getting to see all of the different
All my Sonic emotes.
Sonic themed.
Sonic alerts. Thank you so much for the subscription, Go Pirate Software. Thanks for using your Prime on us. That's so cool of you.
All right, let me jump us over to.
Oh, Alan Alice, no worries if you got too busy for this week's challenge. Shorty virus hog.
Very good.
Yes. All right, let's hop over into Sync Sketch then and have a look at people's work. So, as Mike said, transformation was the theme of this week's Animorning challenge. So all of our awesome animated friends and animators across the internet have been participating in this challenge and trying to animate a humanoid character transforming into something else, and we're going to have a look at them. And if there's any feedback we can offer, we'll offer it. And if not, we'll just kind of whoop and be like, look how cool this is.
So first up, we have Animated Johnny's animation. I'll let that play through and let you guys see what they were up to.
Okay, let me get this up so I can also see.
Okay, I'll wait till you've got it up.
Thank you.
Also, do let me know if yours isn't up here.
Yeah, if we missed it, tell us, because we are trying to get all of them. So it's not an intentional oversight if we've missed it.
So India, we got 21 entries.
21!
This week.
You guys are amazing! Hey, you brought it! That's awesome! Nice job, guys!
There'll be stuff we can say more about some than others, and
Hold
some
on.
advice that we.
No. You can go for it. I'm sorry.
And some advice. It's important. Some advice that we give on certain ones can be applied to your own. So,
I do just want to call out. Since we've had such a nice raid, I want to link people to Heartbound where they can get it.
Oh. Alright.
Anyone who likes our streams and likes our vibe will definitely dig Heartbound. So I can really, really recommend it. And I want to link you guys in chat. If you're looking for a good game, if you like RPGs, if you like your choices meaning something, if you like gorgeous art and great music, then please check out Heartbound. It's an awesome game.
Yeah, India and I did a let's play of like the demo way back when.
Yeah. So if you want a taster, you can check that out. But pretty much everyone who enjoys our streams, I can pretty much guarantee you guys will like this game because I know your vibe, and this is 100% it. So please do check it out. It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm sorry, Mike. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Just wanted to.
No, you're doing key work there.
Alright, let's have a look. Animated Johnny, you said, did this one?
Yep. So here we go.
Let's check it out, guys. It's really Kuma.
Aww.
I love this one so much. Like, not only two of my favorite characters, Really Kuma and Morph from Treasure Planet, but that's a nice transformation right there.
Nice wholesome moment.
So sweet. I especially like those Morph expressions. Just to grab control. Can you see me having control?
No. Yes. Yes,
can.
I can.
Okay, good. I love these expressions. They're so nice. Like that one where he's like, nah. Let's see. One thing I'm a little bit unclear about is I think this circular shape below is the shadow, right?
Yeah, I think so.
it starts to get a little muddy on this frame. I think that would be helped by you popping in a ground plane. I think if you just had a grid on the floor, then that would really help to show you where the shadow would sit. Let's see.
And Animated Jody's in the chat saying, yeah, that was meant to be the shadow, and thanks guys, glad you like it. I
love it. You kidding me? This is so wholesome. It's beautiful. It's exactly what I needed this morning, let me tell you. It's been a crazy weekend on Twitter, and it's nice to see something wholesome.
Wholesome and warm.
So yeah, this anticipation is really nice. I'd say just watch about keeping the same amount of volume here as you have here, because it feels like Morph is shrinking a little bit. I love the fact that you lead with the eye. That's so fun. It even detaches. That's awesome. And then you've got this lovely counteraction of the tail of Morph coming around like this. It's opposing action for those who are aware of the animation principles. That's one of them. And then I like the way he catches back up with himself. And then you get this nice little hang time in the air before it floats down. And then tucks underneath the arm, which is another really nice little touch to show that this blanket is sentient.
Yeah.
I wish I had a Morph blanket. Let's see. I think maybe if you gave a little bit more hang time, just in the air bit here, where he's suspended over Rilakkuma, because that's a really nice feeling to just have that fast motion followed by that slow motion into the air time, and then had it fall a little bit faster than it does. That'd have a really nice feeling of swoop, hold, settle. At the minute, I think the settle might be a little bit slow. Lovely drawings in this though, especially too. Really nice. It's so beautiful. I've missed seeing this character. Such a fun little character.
Rilakkuma, yeah.
I was actually talking about Morph.
Sorry.
But yeah, Rilakuma's great too. We have a Rilakkuma teddy, so I don't miss Rilakkuma too much because I get to snuggle him every night. So it's great. It's one of my favourite teddies that we own because he's huge. So it's perfect hugging.
I was gonna say yeah. That was what I was gonna say.
Yeah, perfect hugging size. Beautiful. Great job, dude. That little keep alive too, just having that snot bubble so that you're not Rilakuma's dead. That's great. Because it would have been way more effort to animate the chest going up and down, so that's a really nice little shorthand there to save yourself time.
Yeah.
I think this is beautiful though. If you can finish in betweening this, I think it's a really nice piece. Lovely. Great work, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would give more feedback on this, but honestly, I don't have any more feedback. I think it's great. I think you did a really good job. Shall we have a look at the next one along?
Alrighty.
Hey, it's Shuchiru! And if I'm right in thinking, didn't Shuch submit this 3 hours after we gave the challenge? He pretty much immediately was well, here I go.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So we encourage people to spend about 3 hours doing this, mainly so that it doesn't end up taking over any other personal work they have on during the week and it feels more manageable to them. And I can absolutely believe Shuch did this in 3 hours because Shuch is super fast.
Here we go.
Zoom at the end cracks me up so much. Emlet said he did it in 1 or 2 hours. Of course he did. Of course he did. So take me 3 days.
I love that not only is it transformation, but there's a twist and a narrative and an unexpected ending.
Yeah. It's It really takes you the way with it. I love that comedy. That's so Shooch. And then the zoom. I do wish that we could hold on that end bit for just a little bit longer. I think it would make him more
sink in.
Yeah, I think it would make a more satisfying GIF if you could hold that last expression for maybe 12 frames or something. Just to give it time. I love this. Look at this frame. I want this frame on a pillow. I have seen!
I have seen the universe and it has asked nothing of me.
Look at this lovely ease in at the end too. Really nice use of eases. Also great use of economic animation. Like here how you have this cycle repeat and you're only moving the upper body until you have to, and then you've got this other cycle here before the ease out and ease back in. But it's more like a bounce, isn't it? It eases out and then it bounces into this.
Its true shape on the last frame.
It's beautiful too. The anticipation of all these different shots, all these dramatic shots, really adds to it as well. Again, really nice economic use of your time to basically use the camera moves to do the zoom in, and then you just have this eye opening. Nice little anticipation there, where you get to see the eye squeeze closed before it's BAM! Just BAM! Open. That is,
We got our first BAM.
I forgot that I always do that. This is kind of what some people call Warner Brothers style. Is like in Disney style, you tend to ease into these large shapes, whereas in Warner Brothers style, you tend to just hit them and then recoil back like this. See? So it's kind of like Tom and Jerry timing. And then another nice anticipation as the hand stretches open before BAM! Straight into the fist. And then a nice cycle there of showing the tension.
So what is that called where you like cycle? Is it called a cycle between two frames?
Yeah.
Okay.
A cycle, or some call it a stutter or a vibration.
Okay.
But generally the stutters and vibrations are a bit faster. They used to use it a lot for showing strain, you know, like someone picking up something heavy.
So like one force resisting against another force.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly. Sometimes they do a cool thing where you can have like a slight ease going through the vibrations, so rather than just 2 frames cycling, you in between smoothly from one motion to another, say a hand raising up, and then you reorder the frames so that it goes up, then down, then up, then down, then up, then down, but the path of it still rises.
Smooth. Yeah.
So then you get this really nice
So it's like
vibrato on the way up.
1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4.
It's
3,
like
4,
1,
5.
3, 2, 4,
Oh,
3,
okay.
5, 4, 6, 5, 7.
Okay.
So you're continuing to go up, but you're stuttering back, like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Gotcha. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4.
1, 3,
5.
2, 4, 3, 5, 4,
Okay, cool.
6, 5.
Nice.
I think that kind of thing. And then again, nice anticipation. Mouth closes. Like this is all, if you guys want to see like how to create punchy animation, this is all just like anticipations, then bamming into an extreme and then easing out. This is what it's been for the past 3 cuts of Shooches. And it works so well. Nice little breathing repetition there. And then brah! I think you could have added an extreme in there, Shooch, just to be like really doing muscly. And then come back down for a sec just to give the explosion a feeling of punch. If you go extreme first and add in like an exposure just on a 1 or a 2, where it's like a really extreme, they call them extremes.
Okay.
Where you overshoot something. So in the case of this, he splits back open his shirt. The extreme for this would be even more muscly, even more split open. And you just hit that for a frame or 2 and then bounce back. And it gives it a real feeling of force. I had to inflate some airbags in a storyboard recently.
Yep.
And it was two drawings, but one of the drawings are just enlarged for 2 frames, so that you got that BAM feeling.
That's something I think I've noticed in a lot of, magical girl transformations that I saw a reference of posted, is they have that like that pop whenever something like new change, like a new change happens. Like it's almost like feeling. So it's cool to see that animators here are sort of taking that forward.
Yeah, you can see here it's another extreme. It hits the super muscled arm and then bounces back. And the effect that gives you is this kind of bam. I need to stop saying bam. This impact, this feeling of impact. And then anticipation. This would be a great time for one of those moving vibrations I told you about. Like if he was doing this but also slowly growing larger and larger. So you got the real feeling that he was expanding.
Mm-hmm.
And then such a great twist. And this amazing zoom in. So cool. I love it. Shuch has amazing comic timing. He's a bit like Kevin in that way, if you guys know K7VIN on Twitter. Kevin is also someone with great comedic timing, and he also can work very fast like Shuch. They are peas in a pood in that way. It's awesome work though, Shuch. Also, you did it. You did it so fast. The only things I would add to this are flourishes. Like, you've got the basic stuff in here. I would just add maybe a few more extremes, maybe some moving vibrations in there, and of course to just tighten up the drawings a bit. Like this bit where just his torso is moving. It does feel a little bit strange that his torso is going up and down, but his hips are doing nothing. So you could engage the hips in that movement, or just redraw this using this as a basis. But I don't think that beautiful drawings were the point of this.
No.
I suspect that the comedy was the point, and the comedy is a thing which has been delivered super well. So, no harm, no foul. Hey, Clumsy Martian, how are you doing? And Parapakama, it's not too late to submit, but I don't know if we'll get to yours this morning, simply because we got 21. It's a lot. It's a lot.
We've got 21 of them.
The whole lot of them. Free penis now and then says, discombobulate. Discombam. I did say that right. I'm happy.
Discombobulate.
Discombobulate. I will announce the next animation prompt later today on Twitter. Yes, I will. It's today's challenge, or this coming week's challenge, is all about being efficient with your frames.
Oh, gotcha.
Or rather, being efficient with your drawings.
More about that later.
Yeah. Awesome work though, Shuch, as always. Let's move on to Carettis or Carettis.
I'm not sure how they... Sorry, you triggered Siri again.
How? I don't even...
Siretti.
I said Caretti.
I don't know. Maybe it was me.
This reminds me of... Who's that artist who works at Powerhouse with Pat? I think she draws these dudes with these, like, black masks over the top half of their face and really stark shadows. I think her name's Leah. She does great work. Just initially, the character reminds me of that, I think, because of the mask. Let's see what we got.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Oh. What is that reaction at the end? I love this coming shot here. Just to what? That reaction. Just what is this? What do I have? Again, like a great comedy in this. I like this cycle at the beginning. And the way that you have this cycle, so everything's moving all at the same time, and then you kind of interrupt it to have this ripple along the hand is really nice. And then looking down to it, if I could suggest something that I think would help out, I think that... It's sketching time, yo!
Sketching time!
What time is it?
Sketching time!
It's our vacation! I showed Mike High School Musical.
Where did the eye go? Oh, you
I erased
you
it.
erased it. I looked at the chat and then back, and I was like, what's happened?
India happened.
Emlet says Shoots was watching the breakdown and enjoyed it.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Shooch. Hope you're doing well. Blink to show thought process. So, not only do we often blink when we change our eye direction, it's just a natural thing for humans to do. Like, rather than let our eyes just how many of these does process have? That many, I've decided. Rather than just blink to change our eye direction, which we do, rather than slide our eyes from one thing to another, if you try it now and just try and look at something else, you'll find yourself unconsciously blinking between changing the object of your focus. That's just...
It hurts if you don't.
If you don't, it's just kind of harder to refocus. So that's something that our bodies naturally do when we look at something different. Blinks can also be used to show a change in thought process, so a realization or a change of heart can be shown with blinks. That's why people blink a lot when they're nervous or indecisive, is they've got so many things going on inside their brain that they're trying to process.
So they're actually like looking internally.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, have you heard the thing about people look, I think, to the upper left when they lie or something? Someone in chat can correct me. I might have got the direction wrong.
Is it not like one direction for recollection, one
direction
for
invention? Yeah, that's it.
I don't know how tried and true that is, but yeah.
I don't know either, but having
it
just a
certainly
little...
looks like someone's thinking when they look off to the side or away, so...
Yeah. Having just a little blink, I think will really help show that they're thinking about, wait, what?
Hey, Habbo.
And again, another blink between these is what I'd suggest. Another blink! Just when you change the eye direction, I think it'll help it feel a bit more natural. Unless you don't want it to feel natural.
I've got a petty note.
Mm.
The horizon line is intersecting their legs.
Right.
Don't do that.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
Are you sure you're kidding, or did you just double back because I was like, how come? Explain yourself.
I was just it's just I said it's a petty note, or that
what's the problem though?
You lose a sense of depth of the character standing on the floor plane if the floor plane is seen through them.
Oh, you mean just I didn't erase?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a tiny petty note.
Yeah. Fair enough. You could change that. I thought you were saying that the placement of the horizon line was incorrect or didn't make sense.
No.
Not that. They just needed to erase it behind the legs. But yeah. I like this. I think you could add a few more in-betweens to really like make this a satisfying bob. You know, ease into that top position, ease out into that bottom position. And then this, which is real nice. And then let's have a look at these positions we got going on. Make sure you keep your foot down here. Keep it rooted. Because if that's what they have all their weight on, you want to make sure it's staying in the same place and supporting their weight. So while the other foot moves back and slides across the ground, the weight is going onto that foot. And then when they bend here, you want the pelvis to go down. So this is just a few drawing notes that will help sell the scene a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just make it a bit more convincing. Because I already like the idea a lot. So if you see between this frame and this frame, you have the pelvis. actually come lower. Then it feels like it supports how big the legs are in this frame. Rather than the legs growing and the body and head going down, the pelvis itself goes down and the legs stay the same length.
Ah, I got you.
Let's see if I can move that note because I think it needs to be a frame earlier. There we go. That's better. There we go. And I think if they're looking at the hand, you could really get the hand out there, you know, break the silhouette. Like maybe put the hand out here instead. So it's really clear what they're looking at. So you could separate the hand from the silhouette. Silhouette. Such a weird word to spell.
It also gives it sets more distance for that hand compared to the other hand. If they're like both together, it's like it feels like they lift both of them together, but if it's like lifting with one and like the other one is like slightly further apart, it makes it more clear.
Yeah.
Which one they're looking at.
And
Okay, you're moving the other hand to sort of grab it.
Yeah. And then you could get some nice opposing action here by moving this hand down a little bit as the head goes up. So it's like, whoa! Trying to get some distance on it with his eyeballs to figure out what's going on with it. And then this hand over here. And then you can draw it closer if you want to. But that'll make a nice circular movement if you have it go down first and then rebound back up. I'm going to move this note one along. There we go.
Move this note. Move this note.
Move this note. Move this note. And then this disturbing scene. No notes on this. It's perfect. That's perfect. Don't change that. It's amazing.
Is there a way to stop your note from continuing onto these?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh. It does on my screen.
Does it?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Really? It shouldn't.
Is it maybe the whole thing is on?
Yeah, maybe it's what you have on. Can you please set your hold drawings frame to hold frames new sketch?
That's what it's on?
Click it again. Let me try one more time. Okay, it just didn't register the click I did to make a new drawing.
Ah, okay.
There we are. Thank you for giving me the heads up.
No worries.
Yep, nice idea to cut back to it. And then we have this happen. So I think what you're going for here is a kind of vibration or boil, which I think you could tighten up a little bit. Let's see. Let me play it through and just check it out again. Yeah, I think this vibration and boil is kind of working okay if it's meant to be very eclectic. If it's meant to kind of be like the hand is on a motor, almost. I think this bit is what I'm seeing that we could really push. I feel like it needs some anticipation. Because it opening out, it feels like you kind of want to be like, bah!
Like clench in, pop out.
Yeah, but at the minute it feels more like it's, yeah. Like it doesn't feel like it has that impact that opening the hand would have, and that's partially because you're easing into this shape here with all these frames, and it's partially also because there's no super clear anticipation.
Yeah, there's no clench that is more extreme than the other, like the preceding ones.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think this might be an ease out here. So I would change the ease out to like even more, like really squash it. Maybe squash it widthwise. so that sorry, if you squash it from top to bottom, so it pushes outwards, since it's going to be expanding upwards and outwards on the next frames, I think that'll provide you the biggest contrast. If you really make sure that you squeeze that hand down. Squeeze it down! Like a lemon. Like you was making lemonade!
Handmade lemonade. No, joke's not there.
Handmade lemonade. Anticipation. Squeeze!
You're gonna need
Squeeze.
an N in there, please. And an E at the end. Unless you haven't got an E at the end.
I don't have any at the end.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't need one. The power of squeeze is already powerful enough. And then here, I'd say consider losing this frame. Or this drawing, I would say, rather than the frame. To create more impact. So we get the anticipation, and then we open into a more open hand position immediately.
So it feels like for transformations, for this moving from one state to another,
Yeah.
The things I hear you talking about a lot so far are that anticipation and easing being super important to communicating the feeling of the strain or the movement taking some level of effort.
Well, I'm mostly trying to go with what people are naturally doing. So I'm trying to improve people's existing ideas.
Gotcha.
And because the ones we've looked at so far have a lot of anticipation and strain in them, I'm trying to
push that.
Yeah, give people ideas to exaggerate that.
Okay, cool.
So it's less that I think all transformations should have that, and more like if you're going to do it in a transformation, here are some things that might help.
Gotcha.
And this arc, let's see, I think you could improve this arc a little bit. So I think up here, where we hang at the top, you could make that more of an in-between between these two positions. So maybe more like this kind of thing.
Emlet says, the character seems pretty alright with the situation unless they're wearing a mask that gives them a permanent smile face.
They seem okay with it, yeah. I mean, they've evolved a hand. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's an improvement. The character seems to have this nonplussed thing as a recurring theme, because we had them dancing in a previous challenge and they had the same expression, so it feels like it's the sort of like as someone points this out, it's a this is fine kind of like almost forced what's the state when you're elated, forced elation to weather the storm.
Just impenetrable expression.
Yeah.
No one knows what they're really thinking. You could have slightly more settled just on this bit here, between these two frames, mostly. And then we get this just wah. And with this hand, I think you want to think of it like a pendulum swing. So the amount that it's falling down here, and be careful of your arc there. Watch arc. Make sure it's really like traveling in a pleasing arc motion. I don't know how better way to say that, I'm sorry. Right now it feels like it's kind of going straight from one to the other. You want it to dip down in the middle.
Yeah.
So maybe more like that. To really get an arc motion. The amount that it's falling down, it feels like it would swing back more than just this very, very small amount here. Feels like it would overshoot to maybe here instead. So pendulum motion. I hope you can read my writing. I know that's a terrible... Let me clarify that so you can see it's definitely an L. A pendulum motion. Think in arcs. And in how much force is behind the movement. So, for the amount that is falling, the hand, I feel like it would swing back a bit further and then maybe settle to here and then maybe settle to there afterwards.
Okay.
And I think having a nice smooth movement there will exaggerate the comedy of of this hand that's appeared. Also, just make sure that you have your, like, I always like to put this little thumb pad.
Yeah.
Because it helps to clarify which side the thumb's on. Unless you deliberately want your hand to have two thumbs, in which case ignore what I'm saying. It's your world. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
But if you do want it to be a hand with one thumb and 3 fingers, then the thumb pad is helpful.
It's a good way to show like overlapping form, even on the plane of the hand.
Yeah, which way the hand is. You know, guys, one of the things that I struggle with, I still draw backwards hands sometimes. You'd think that at this point in my life, that would be one of the things which I don't still do, but I still put the thumb on the wrong side sometimes.
That's kind of how we met.
What?
Was talking about a drawing that you posted to your Facebook about your hands being backwards.
But that wasn't my drawing, so that was okay.
I know it wasn't your drawing. I think you were like, thanks for the note, but because I might do this sometimes as well.
Oh yeah, you were like, by the way, did you know that your birthday picture has its hands backwards? You asshole. Like, that wasn't mine, douche. And that's how the romance started.
There you go. Hey, if you know your true friends will pick you up on your faults.
Oh, I'm sorry. Free penis now and then. Again, fantastic name. We don't have a command for current song, unfortunately.
No, it's just playing in on my local computer.
We did used to have them listed, but the thing broke. So unfortunately.
Alrighty. On to the next.
Christopher, you did the thumbs the wrong way in yours. It's the artist peril, putting the thumbs in the right place. Doig mansplained India into love.
Okay, we're on to the next one. This one is Dragon Pinatas.
Dragon Pinata!
Here we go.
Ooh, beautiful drawings immediately.
Nice.
Heck yeah!
That's really cool.
Some kind of wasp or moth or bee superhero. That's so cool. I like this character design a lot. I would love to see you clean this up. So fun.
Really cool.
Let me just get that end frame there. Yeah!
Bam.
Booyah! Oh, this is beautiful. I'm not going to have too much feedback on this. This is great. Let's see. Let's frame by frame through it and have a look. You want me to be super nitpicky? You want me to, like, pick the only things I can critique?
What?
Well,
No.
I mean, I'm just asking how nitpicky do you want me to be with this? Because, I mean, you could drag this piece of hair.
Aw, yeah.
You know, if we go in there.
Dragon Pinata's like,
This is beautiful work, Dragon Pinata.
And thank you for coming by.
Yeah, if I'm nitpicking, it's because there's no big notes that I would necessarily give you on this at all. So I only have the tiny nitpick. So I'd say one of the main things is just like watch the volume of the head between these frames, because it feels smaller here than here, and then larger here than on the following frame. So just watch out for that. I'd say that's something that can be fixed very easily by you just going through and doing slight resizes on some of the heads on the drawings, because they're all drawn very nicely. It's just the like overall size and volume that's feeling. There we are, and this would continue to drag, and then settle into place as the head settles into place here. Let's see. That's a nice expression. Just here. I like that expression a lot. Okay, and then we're starting. She's closing her eyes in anticipation of this happening, I see. And just seeing if there's anything I could push, so don't mind me if I'm silent going through it.
No worries.
I'm just looking for things, looking at each thing individually. Like, I think it would be nice between here and here if you are having a come up. Let's see what the timing is on this. Yeah, if you're having a come up and then you're having this spin happen, I think it would be nice to anticipate the spin a little bit more. Because it feels right now like it just up and happens. I think if you bring her up and then hold this frame for a little bit longer. Hold the key for a little longer. Whoa, 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 whoa. Then in between this and this drawing, if you have a head go down, you'll get a really nice like sweeping motion. So if you have like one drawing here where a head is like down here in anticipation to it going up in the next frame.
Yeah, there's an interesting like rhythm when you want to like highlight moments in a sequence that there's a lot of movement in. I think it might be like that pendulum kind of feel, where it's like when it swings from one side to the other is like going between the extreme key poses. So it's like when it starts, it eases out of, goes fast, and then eases into the next motion. So
Yeah.
you're like you have that like raise up is like it going through the pendulum motion, and then it's sort of like you got that kind of hold on when the pendulum is arcing to the top, and then when it does the spin, it goes like whoom, into the next moment where it's like you see the next thing you want to highlight.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's a nice way to
think about
think of it?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. Pendulum.
Yeah, pendulum. And then we have this niceness here, where we get a nice arc as she goes around. I'd say just be careful again of your volumes between these two frames, because her body feels smaller on this frame than on this frame, but her head feels bigger on this frame than on this frame. So again, just making sure your proportions are staying the same. Like it feels like maybe it should be more like this kind of thing. I don't want to lose your nice ups and downs though, so I'll put keep an eye on proportions.
Kudos to going for a
Magical girl.
yeah, but a spinning, moving arc.
Yeah.
That's a really big challenge. So kudos for aiming for that and hitting it for sure. But like, having that idea in mind is ambitious.
So while maintaining the nice ups and downs you already have, because in adjusting this drawing to try and solidify the proportions a little bit, I have lost the dip of the head that you had, which was really nice. So take these notes, but you know, keep the head traveling on the same trajectory you have it, because you have that really nice sweeping action, and I don't want to lose that because of my notes. And then you have this nice pop, which totally works because you're keeping everything in mostly the same place, and you're kind of cheating that hand over, which is really nice. Like, that's clever. You're using the same exterior shape to trick the eye into thinking that it's a smooth spin, even though it travels a huge distance.
I would be curious, Dragon Pinata, did you do that mindfully, based on the advice India gave in the comic panels Animorning challenge, or is that just your gut kind of? Is that a moment where you were applying feedback to someone else's before? Because I'm curious whether like you giving that advice sparked that execution or not.
Ha, that would be nice. But
or whether that
might
was
just be good instinct.
Yeah, whether that was an instinct thing.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it's a really good way to cheat getting from one frame to another frame if they're very far apart, is if you maintain the same kind of rough exterior or larger shapes between the two drawings, then your eye moves over it more easily.
If it changes drastically between one frame and another, you'll feel it almost flash. Like a new idea or a new form was added.
You can use that to your advantage. Like most things in animation, there are no hard, fast rules. It just depends what you're going for. I think the intention here was to make it feel nice and smooth, and that totally works towards that.
You did that based on refs. I watched a bunch of Magical Girl transforms. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's lovely. Really nice. So I think here, you see she starts to go back. I think you could continue that motion a little bit here. It'd be really nice to see her just continue to ease out into that motion by just having her travel a tiny bit further back there. Then we get this cut to this hand, which, by the way, this is a beautifully drawn hand. I really love this hand. So here I think, let's see. You could either use this as an extreme if you have it for just one frame before going into this, or you could add another extreme between these two to really like create a feeling of anticipation there. And if you really splayed fingers out and then bam into that. Bam is becoming a technical term now.
So bam is an extreme.
Yeah.
Okay. So
the thing that you're doing here is you're easing into most things. As you can see, the most extreme drawing here. I'm ignoring that one for now because that's definitely a good bam. It's here. So I think you could hit that a little bit sooner and then rebound back. This is awesome. Like, I love that. See, that's a great example of an extreme. And then a settle. Lovely work. And then we get the foot as the shape distorts. You could go a little bit crazier with this even, you know? You could really be like, "Wah!" And then just for like a frame, really like play with the shapes. Almost like a lightning bolt, you know? To really make it feel like it's like think of it as more kind of like effects animation than anything else. And then this nice ease. The ease is a really nice way to like keep everything moving but show that settle. I really like that. And then again, lovely drawing here. Nice rotation happening.
Hands raising into frame shows that we're meant to be looking like at the torso. It's a nice framing device.
It is. These are really nice. I feel like I would almost like to have her leaning over a bit more here. Ooh. Just on this frame before she goes back. Just because the movement doesn't feel extreme enough just here. I think if you keep her leaning over there and then push her back on the next frame up into this, it will just add that little bit of extra oomph. Make that position a little bit more extreme.
Cool.
Let's see. So everything's coming up. I like this settle down with the hands here. That's nice. It might be nice to have a slow pan here to show anticipation. Like one of the nice ways to show anticipation without having to necessarily animate anything is just to pan up from slightly low down on the body to the face and then stop on the face and then bam, then the eyes open.
Can you scrub back? I want to see.
Yeah. I
want to see when the wings are introduced. Is it through this? Yeah, through this sequence. Cool.
I feel like you could introduce the wings offset from everything else, because at the minute the transformation of the body and the wings is happening at exactly the same time. Whereas if you do either the body first and then the wings, or the wings first then the body, just in terms of offsetting these two bits of animation a little bit, then I think it will add a bit more texture to what you have going on.
I almost see that as potentially like, you know, when you see a sped up time lapse of a flower growing, where you have that like budding and then there's a certain point where it just starts to open up. That sort of like feeling coming out from the back, and then that pop into the full petals blooming. I think you could have that toward the end.
Yeah.
And then it would further strengthen the fact that they're kind of, it looks like they're vibrating and then it's shot.
The timing spacing on body and wings feels the same. Or feels samey. Change it up. That's a good note. I think that will help a lot. Make it just feel a bit punchier. And then you could start the wings unmoving and then start them vibrating here. I think that'd be nice rather than just cutting to them vibrating already. To have them go and have almost like a whip action there where they rise up a tiny bit first and then they go down and then they're vibrating. Think of it like a whip.
Would you do it at the same time that the eyes open?
No.
No, okay.
I would offset that.
Cool.
I feel almost here like I'd like a camera shake or something with the helmet, or for her entire body to go down. This is a beautiful frame. But I feel almost like the weight of the helmet. I'd love I love what you've done with the teeth here, by the way. Super nice. I'd love to see like the body react to the weight before coming back up. And then that's a nice hold. And then we get this cool rotation. And I think rotations work nicest when they're paired with some larger movement as well. So maybe think about moving your character in an arc around the screen to end at their final position as they rotate. So I think in this case it would be like, you would move this to like here. And then here. And then here. And then here. And then back into the final position. There. So you've got like a nice feeling of this kind of arc as they rotate around. Really love that last pose too. Super awesome stuff. Dragon Pinata, yes, we'll upload this onto our YouTube channel tomorrow, and I think you'll be able to catch the VOD on Twitch afterwards as well for a limited time.
Yeah, for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
On to the next?
Yeah, wonderful work. Really, really cool. Beautiful character, beautiful designs, really nice drawings. So cool.
Next up is Blah Blah Neeb.
Blah Blah Neeb!
Donut fella.
I know it's Blah Blah Neeb because donut.
Here we go.
You're ready for this?
Bum, 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 bum.
Ascending! Oh Lord! What? Oh, I love this so much.
I saw someone comment on this on the tweet, and it was perfect.
What was the comment?
They said from one torus to another torus. So the 3D shape of a donut is like TORUS, torus.
Oh.
And the Pokemon.
That's amazing. Yeah. Also, just a star sign.
Oh, it's the star sign.
Taurus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is that as well.
It must mean sheep or goat or bull, in Latin or something similar.
There you go.
Okay, let's see. So
Minotaur. Okay, so yeah, but more than just the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I will overlook the fact that this transformation is hidden in this blinding white light because this is hilarious. I see that you like blend shaped to the closest you could get with your donut boy, and then it just appears. This is amazing. What a transformation. Wow. That donut is so multi-skilled, I tell you.
Can parkour, can drink water.
Need this on a t-shirt. Okay, let's see. Mike's doing the pose.
The
donut
thumbs
pose.
are on the wrong side.
Are they? It depends what the pose is that you're doing. If you're doing... You know what? You're right.
Unless the fingers
Unless
are...
you're that, yeah. Unless you're doing that.
Yeah, I think he's doing that.
Okay, gotcha. Mike and I are both posing like the donut now. Okay, let's see. So, going through this frame by frame, we have our donut friend.
Yeah, the fingers are bent back. You're right.
And then, let's see. So, I think you could get a nice little stretch on this first frame here, where they start to come down, by actually like having their donut squash just a tiny bit and go up just a tiny bit. So it's like their body's pulling down, but their head hasn't quite gone yet.
Been lurking amazing stuff, Doig. GSW call.
Thanks for the
Hey!
subscription,
Pal
renewal,
bro.
pal bro.
Thank you so much. I hope you're doing okay, pal bro. I hope everybody is taking care of themselves. And then I think you could ping out the arms. One of the things that I think is kind of tricky with animating in 3D is the overlap of motions and not having everything travel at the same time. Because when you set a key in the timeline and you key all, any interpolation that you put between those things tends to all happen at the same rate.
Yeah, if you're going with the auto curves.
So I think that's something you want to look out for, is like just having a pose that you ease into. Doing things like having the hands ping out immediately and putting a delay on the head will add so much life and organic feeling to your animation.
I think seeing as we've seen this character multiple times now, we're within the rights to say that we want to see more deformers.
Oh yeah, you gotta beef that rig up, yo.
Of this donut's head, like as India is suggesting, squishing and stretching and stuff.
I know you can do it.
Yeah.
I know you can do it. Arms come out sooner.
If we have any, I think this was rigged in Maya. If we have any Maya riggers that could help with that, that would be really cool. If you guys could collaborate and do this boy up a notch.
What have I done? I've done some weird thing where I can't. There we go. I'd locked myself between two keys somehow. I don't even know how you do that.
Locked between two keys, the animator in between forever.
And then you can bring out those lower arms.
You know the Zach Galifianakis.
Nope.
No. Okay. Have you ever heard of Between Two Ferns?
Yes.
It's a spoof interview show with the bearded guy from The Hangover, Zach Galifianakis.
Uh-huh.
If we ever did a show where we're interviewing animators, can we call it In Between Two Keys?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's amazing. Wow. Wow, Mike. That's really good.
Thank you.
That's really good. So I think it would be nice here to delay to avoid twinning. Because we have a lot of twinning in the key poses.
Mm-hmm.
So we can change the way we get to those to make the motion a little bit more textured.
Just pick a side. Pick a
side
that goes first.
So if you could bend this arm in a little bit. And you could curve that arm a little bit. Something just to make it a little bit more offset. No notes on this pose. Perfection.
I don't know.
So, let's see.
It has to be said, sometimes I can't tell whether you're pressing left or right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's because I'm basically scrubbing back and forth through it. Again, it feels like everything's kind of moving at a different rate. Here. So, sorry, everything's moving at the same rate is what I meant to say. I said the exact opposite to what I meant. which is very helpful. It feels like we have a key here, and then we have a key here, and everything is just...
tweening.
Yeah. So I think you want to look at doing things like maybe delay the head here before it comes back to faces. And maybe delay the hands as well, or even like send the hands up higher, give them more of an extreme position.
So there's something in character animation that is called like the power center of a character.
Yeah.
And usually that's chosen as an appropriate thing that, you know, demonstrates their character. So say someone's very cerebral or an intellectual, they might lead with their hands, or if they're like crafting, or maybe their head more. Like their head will bring them into situations, and maybe they'll be protective of their head, so it'll be the first thing to move out of danger, because that's the thing that they value. If you can choose what the power center of your particular character is, you can have that lead the action. So let's say it's the donut, because that's what's most important to this character. It's the most distinguishing feature of them. If you have that start the action first and have every other action like lag behind that just a little bit, that'll give you a good like first guide on what should be leading these actions on the what India's saying. Alternatively, you could think that if India's saying delay the head on this particular moment, it could be that the head is so weighty that it drags behind everything else.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that the head is the clearest thing that you can deform, because the shape is so eye-catching.
Yeah,
It's very clear when it's deforming. It's a little bit harder to see when the body deforms, because the body's so doughy.
that's
So
cool.
for this jump, it feels a bit strange that you jump into midair and then you're basically frozen in place. If you just keep that momentum going up a little bit here, just very slowly, and then here it starts to drag down. I like the way you're bringing the head back here to kind of delay it a bit. Then I think that'll make the jump feel a little bit more convincing. And then boom, boom, boom. I like the bounce. That's super nice.
I'm laughing because I can see that the actual notes, we won't really have the notes for the transformation actual part of this animation.
Yeah, I will give notes on what I'm able to.
Yeah,
Head bob after body.
I think if you you can with the keys of your I think it's blend shapes in Maya, if you just add a little bit of easing into and out of the pose, because right now it feels very linear, like it kind of goes with the feel where it's just like brrrr,
I can always hear that sound effect when it happens.
Yeah, which
I
feels
love
which feels like a really robotic. It's funny though.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know if I'd change it just because it's really funny.
yeah,
I don't know. Like here, I think you could have the head bob after the body a bit, because you've got this nice bob going on. Just have the head like delayed a little bit there. I like these little taps. It might be nice to see the body react a little bit to that, if you're able to. I know that's a rig thing that's gonna be hard to do. Look at camera. That's brilliant. I like that a lot. And then we have this. If you're able to close the eyes on it, I think that would be really cool. To be like, ah!
maybe a texture swap.
Yeah. That needs an E. If you're able to close the eyes. This feels like a good moment.
H. Rowan says, Mr. Donut animations are always pure poetry.
Yeah, they are. And then we have this, which I think the spacing on this is really nice. The way you ping straight into that and then slow into the rise. That's wonderful.
Very good.
Yeah. I think you could have maybe one frame of the hands just like folding out into this. Like just one. I think that would work. And then I think this transformation here, the hands are my main gripe with it. I think it would be nice to have them like almost go over rather than just to kind of tween into the next position. I think if you really have them like and then move into this.
Sorry, just adding your arms with the eyes you can still see. I am become cow.
But I'm looking for like this kind of motion. Like a nice spiral out.
I think we lost your if you look at my screen, we lost your arrow thing.
Oh right.
It's really become quite cumbersome.
It's not as nice as my first arrow, but like to get a nice feeling of rather than just woo, 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 to get this like over and around feeling would be really nice, I think. And then look how beautiful. I love that so much. Yeah, so maybe just look to give those arms a little bit more attention at the end there. But I love this. Other than that, just a lot of little animation things you could do to polish it and make it feel a little bit more robust. Because you have the basic motions all in there already. But I think maybe a little bit more, a few more offsets, more work with deformers, and making sure you're not twinning as much will really, really help out.
So let me write those.
Beautiful.
More work with the deformers.
Pure poetry. That's really good. That's really good.
Be mindful not
Pali
to
Magama says
twin
copyright that
your
name.
motions.
Power says copyright that now. In between two keys, I think people are talking about.
Ah, yeah. What was the third one?
Less twinning?
Less twinning. I've got less twinning. More work with the deformers.
More offsets for the actions. Habo says, Doig, I just want to tell you, I see you and appreciate your puns. You made 2 puns and both were ignored. Did you?
I think it was the in-between two. I think you said you were trapped between the 2 keys, and I said you'd be in between them forever. Or in betweening forever.
That's good. Heck yeah.
Alright.
Awesome work, blah blah Neeb. And thank you for sending in another Animorning challenge.
Cool. Next up is Jack L. Draws. Let's have a look.
Ooh. Was that a Half Hogan?
I don't think so.
It looked almost like Half Hogan.
I think you're projecting your
Projecting
character
my
biases
twerpness.
here. Alright.
Cool. Let's have a look. Oh. This little fishy dude. He looks so hard done by. Look at his eye. Oh no. Let's see. Okay, so this is like a transformation into a star. And then we have this punch at the end. So I like the beginning of the transformation into a star. I think it's a little bit of a shame that you hid the rest of the transformation behind this like sliding line. It's cool and stylish though. Like it's a cool technique to divide the screen like that and then have the plates slide apart to reveal the character. I think that's a cool idea. But I would have loved to have seen the fish actually turn into the dude. That nice bunching up of the like chain link there. It looks almost like a string of marshmallows. It's nice to see the construction underneath as well. One of the things which is super useful to have is the center line for the body as well. Just to give you a few notes on the construction. Because I can see that there's a little bit of struggle in maintaining the volume here. So I think when you do your cube, you want to do all of the sides, especially if it's a cube head like this. I think it'll make it easier for you to maintain the proportions if you're really like aware of where everything on the cube is at all times. Or rather the rectangle. And then for the body, make sure that you're doing things like drawing through with the shoulders. I'll just put construction notes up here. Construction notes!
I just had a look through the threads just a moment to try and find True Phoenix King's entry, and I realized that there are 3 more. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
There's 3 more. There's one from Sarah H. Sarabun. It just made me laugh because it's her turning into an Animal Crossing villager.
Nice.
So I'll try and grab those and we'll try and show them, but we're hitting max capacity.
Yeah, we can't go super long today, unfortunately, because things are really coming to a head at work at the minute in terms of a lot of deadlines lining up. So I need to be able to get to work on time today, which means we'll be able to go for about another half an hour, and then we'll have to push the rest of them to tomorrow, which on the bright side means that everyone will get a chance to have their work shown for like more than 2 minutes.
Fair enough. Okay, if you want to break it into 2 days, I'm cool with that.
Mike and I have been like discussing how to make the challenges work better so that you guys don't have to get pushed to 2 days, and we're still kind of figuring it out. But yeah, center line on bodies are super helpful because they can help you show that twist, you know, and help you to plan the twist. So there'll likely be a twist happening on this body because of the punch. Where this shoulder will be going backwards. And this shoulder will be coming forwards. So,
okay, sorry.
So those kind of things are great to understand and be able to call out. And that means that probably the punch wouldn't be exactly where it is on this frame. It's very hard to draw up a punch by the side of your head. If you try doing it, you'll see that drawing a punch back to kind of eye level is quite difficult. And to do so, I'm just looking at my own attempt. This kind of has to come back like this. Like, you need to bring the elbow outwards rather than backwards. Because, unfortunately, our shoulder blades can't often push that far back naturally. Unless we're like pulling on something behind ourselves. This is a robot, I think. Okay. And if it is a robot, then you have a certain amount of leeway to do things that the human body can't. So bear that in mind, that if you do have a robot character, you can feel free to ignore this note if one of the powers of that character is that they can move beyond the scope of human movement.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this will help you in foreshortening and everything, is like to really know where all the parts of your character are at any time.
Mm-hmm.
These are very fast sketches, but you can see just like working in cylinders and such, you can kind of figure out where everything would sit in space.
A robot transformed from a fish that turned into a star.
Nice. Let's see. So yeah. So you might want to push the elbow out. Whoop, 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 whoop. So cylinders and spheres to hinge are really helpful. Let me just get this off the next drawing. There we are. Nice anticipation.
Yeah.
Like that. Nice antic. It's nice to see the wind up for the punch. Then for the punch itself, it's nice that you've ducked the head down. It'd be nice to see a bit of the top of that head too. Like if you are pushing it down and it's kind of rectangular in form. Again, showing different sides and rotations to that are a great way to practice solid drawing and then make your animations feel more nuanced to be able to show different angles of the head in that way. In terms of the fist, going forward, I think you could have it larger faster. Because here and here, there's not actually that much difference between the size of the fist. So I think you could push it even bigger. I also think it would likely be tilted the other way. If you think about this as being the side that the thumb is on. When we punch someone, it's not often with the thumb side tilted down. If you mimic a punch in midair now.
What do you want me to do?
I was just doing it, but you can do it if you want to.
Alright, okay.
Like if you do a punch and then look whether your thumb is tilted up or down.
It would be tilted down for me, but that's...
Does that feel natural to you?
Yeah, but that's training, I think.
Because it doesn't look like you're tilting it down to me. It looks straight.
Oh, right, okay.
You look like you're doing that.
Yeah.
Not that.
No. Tilting it down. No, I wouldn't do that. That's unnatural. That's natural for me.
Yeah. So, in that case, let's do what Mike does with his training. Since Mike is trained in punching, so...
I'm not like... That's a
He
straight
will know.
punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
I guess they're doing that, so...
Let's push it bigger and keep it straight as well.
Sorry, I did a punch where I also did the...
So there we are. Keep it straight.
Destroying everything.
And then you can bring it... You could bring it straight to this frame, I think. You know? And then wham. It'd be great to have some impact frames after this. If you want to look into how to do impact frames, it's a lot about kind of flashing black and white shapes across the screen, but I think that it would really help for a punch like this. And it's nice that you have the end of the punch here on ones too. Or ones as well, should I say, so as not to be confusing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because it's a fast action, you'll definitely want that. Hibba-dibba-dibba. So, like, overall notes for the end bit is just keep an eye on your construction and maybe push things more extreme if you can. I think you could push this shoulder back a bit more too. At the minute, it feels like the
It's just sort of raising up.
yeah, the body is very straight, but your body will twist with a punch, especially if it's a forceful punch. So,
Yeah.
thinking about where the body is here, this is gonna have tilted back. so that this shoulder here can move forward. So this shoulder tilts back. Because even though we can move our shoulders independently, unfortunately when it comes to tilting our body, we're like surfboards. It's like there's not a whole lot of flexibility there, so we kind of have to pivot our entire body to get a lot of force into something.
Yeah, there's not a huge range of motion in your clavicle.
This shoulder pushes back. So this shoulder can push forward.
Yeah, because if you close, I would call that like closing and opening up your chest.
Yeah.
If you attempt to punch and close both of them, you're actually like reducing your reach on your punch. Whereas if you open it up, you can get a real stretch toward your punching partner.
Yeah. And then keep an eye on like where this head's going to, because obviously the head will be attached to the chest. And the neck here. So like keep that in mind. And it would keep following through with the motion, as you see there.
Okay, good notes.
In terms of this first bit, I think this motion's quite nice. Keep an eye on your arcs to make sure they're not getting too sharp down here at the bottom. But I like the variance in spacing here, how you're hanging around this.
What is this creature?
And then there's a fast bit here, which I like. Like, that's nice. It might be a good thing to re-look at the circle that you've drawn for the head in terms of just isolating that and planning out the chart of it across time to really make sure that the spacing there is like nice and smooth and it's like easing in and easing out. You know? You don't want it to be like this for an ease in. You really want to make sure that you are like being very deliberate about where you're placing everything. So just like smooth out the spacing and the arcs, especially for something which is underwater. Like you want to get a really nice flowing movement.
Mm-hmm.
So just like making sure that placement is really deliberate of the head. Like here it's in the same place for 2 frames and it seems to get larger towards the camera, but then the next frame we're down and it's smaller again. You know, if you're easing over that cusp into an arc, then you probably want it to be like here or something. So just bear that in mind. And make sure that you really sharpen those up. They'll make a huge difference to the feeling of the motion. And then yeah, I like this. I like this beginning of the star. I like the way that it rotates. That's fun. I wish we had a little bit more of that before this this cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see the transformation. But I like it. So yeah, the main notes are just keep an eye on your construction and keep an eye on your spacing. Other than that, it's nice and inventive. I like it. Thank you very much for taking part.
I think it'd be cool to link the concept between the two. If the robot's got, or the character that comes next has a star around their eye, then linking the star that this fish is going into, just shape language-wise, between the two, could be cool. I think they're fairly close.
They are. I think that's why it has star-shaped eyes, is to link it to this.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The straightness is being punched in our faces.
Oh,
it's the only time.
Alright, next up we have Peach Dust.
Peach Dust!
Let's see.
Whoa, cool!
I think this is playing through slower than it is meant to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, don't know why. But I remember seeing this as a lot faster. So
That's super fun. I
Keep
really
that in
like this
mind.
movement. This roll is really fun to watch. Super satisfying. Like, I like how you kind of hid the transformation in the role, but it's not like it feels very natural.
Yeah.
But that has to be the point at which she transforms. One thing I'll say is the staging is very flat, which works, totally works, but get a floor grid in there, just for posterity, like rather than balancing perfectly on this very crisp line. Get yourself some perspective in there to give it a real like sense of place. I'm a stickler for perspective grids, guys. You better start using them.
I saw some...
I'm gonna come to your house with a ruler and draw grids all over your floor.
I saw someone giving advice to boarders to look at anatomy, gesture, and perspective, and uses perspective grids when you're boarding.
Yeah.
And it's really important for the staging of your animations that you know both the floor plane and its relation to your view from the camera, so that you can have them interact with and have other objects moved backward. You get it.
You get it. Yeah, get them in there. They's important. Where the sky? Like, what's going on with this? Where is the sky? Like, just giving a sense of place. No, not the floor. You're too late. Look around you. There are grids everywhere. Yeah, it's just really helpful in placing your characters. I think it will help everyone out. Okay, so let's see. I really like these arcs of movement you've got. Really nice. Just looking at this handspring happening here. I think that you could maybe bunch the cat up a little bit more. The great thing about cats is they can be bunched up. One of my favourite things about them. Bunch your cats up is I should really choose a different colour so that it's easier to see. Yeah, I'm gonna use green.
So compress the cat a little more.
Like, get that big bum, like, compressing against this smaller shoulder area here. Like a beanbag.
I'm realizing that I can add notes to the frame numbers. Although it seems to pick 15 for both of these. Whatever. Just to save on you having to write.
Oh, thanks. That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Hey. Super cool, man. I think you could get a little bit more drag on this tail as well. Just following through there. And then for the handspring, the most contrast you'll get is from straightening out the arms completely, or the forepaws, or the forelegs. So don't be afraid. You know, when it serves a larger purpose, don't be afraid to distort animal anatomy as much as you would distort human anatomy. And then, like, it always helps me to think about them like beanbag. Or sack cloths. Cloth sacks. That's the word. Cloth sacks. Because it helps me think about the, like, whole body holistically. I like how you're dragging, like, one paw here. That's nice. And you've got this nice follow through going on the tail. That's cool too, that you have this, like, debris. It's awesome. And we spring off! You get a little bit more variety in your leg poses here. Just to make it a little bit more nuanced. And then, let's see, we land. There's a nice maintaining of volume here. It does feel like they start a little bit smaller here, and by this point, frame 30, Like between this frame and frame 30, it feels like we've gained a bit of mass. So just be wary of that. And then look at this, it's awesome. I like that the tail continues through. You could make a bigger deal of that tail, I think. Really have that like out in the silhouette. Break the silhouette with it, rather than having it potentially morph into a foot. Just because like it's such a staple of the cat and such a fun thing that has been following the action this entire time. It would be nice to have it continue to follow that through. This is nice. We have a semi-cat human emerging.
Humban. I just want to say it's really cool seeing the names of the participants and challengers coming by in the chat. Like, we appreciate you coming by and we appreciate you doing the animations for this challenge. So
yeah,
thank you so much.
For sure. You could throw that leg up a little bit in anticipation of it being further up in the next frame as well. Like, definitely don't be afraid to like offset and overlap things. Doing things like overlapping the knee over the arm here is just going to make your drawing clearer. Making sure that you're showing what's in front of what is really important for creating pleasing drawings. And it's something that you'll see the old masters do all the time. Just because it really clarifies where everything sits in relation to one another in space, which is an important thing to be aware of when you're animating. There are certain styles where they deliberately flatten things out. That is part of the style of it. And there are things you can play with that, but in general, if you're trying to create a convincing drawing in space, then having those overlaps is really helpful. So yeah, that's nice. So it might be nice even to have this foot come forward in space a little bit, so we see the bottom of it.
That's nice.
And this is why floor planes will help you as well, is it gives you the options to do this, because you don't have to plant them all on the the razor thin line at the end. I like this hair shape. The way that you have this shaded at the back is super nice.
So even though the motion might be going strictly from right to left along the the 2D plane, you can have elements of the character be moving toward and away from the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So like bringing that bottom plane of the foot into play really helps sell the depth there. Notice that India has not only moved it towards us, tilted it towards us, but she's also overlapped it with the leg behind to show that there's the depth there, rather than having that slight tangent, or the foot being really close to the other leg there. Bringing that overlap into play really just shows this thing is in front of this thing. It really helps bring a kind of more feeling of solidity to your drawing and to your motion.
And then let's see, we have this little bit where the bum raises off, which is really nice. I would have maybe one foot contact the ground first, while the other is still like maybe traveling.
Yeah, having your character transform during a motion is really cool.
Yeah, it is. Like adding a little bit of shadow will really help to show you where you are on the ground plane as well. So like, keep that in mind. Shadows are helpful. And it feels like maybe she's raising a little too far off the ground here for the momentum to slam her back down straight after. So maybe just decrease the distance off the ground a little bit. And that's just to make it feel a bit more convincing that like she's pitched forward because of her weight. You know what? I can see the next frame you have the legs come off the ground again, so yeah, feel free to plant that foot. I think you had it right the first time. Let me push this backwards a little bit. There you go. Like, since the next frame you have the feet coming off the floor again, I think it makes more sense for that to be planted on the floor there. So that makes complete sense. You've got a nice arc going on with the hands as well. Your arcs are all really nice on this. So you should be super proud of that. I like the hair motion as well. That's nice. I would say if you're going to bring the feet up, everything is twinning quite a lot at the minute. So maybe like keep that foot traveling up just a little bit and bring that down afterwards, after the other foot.
Bap.
Let's come down. You know, and using the space by having a sat not just on the line but like a little bit over it as well, I think will help with the pose. Let's see. And I think here, it was probably for expediency's sake, but for the arms here, because they're settling into the weight here, but meant to be contacting the ground here, maybe just like stretching them out a little bit so we get to see that nice elbow bend here. And watch for the elbow being a little bit too low down as well.
Yeah, you can reuse drawings and translate them, but as India is saying, be mindful of like contact points and things like that, because if those shift when you like just nudge something, then you're throwing off the sense of weight of your character.
Yeah. Get elbow bend.
Ow.
And also delay one leg.
Delay the leg.
Delay the leg. Just help you get a little bit of texture into your animation. And then again, like, be wary of moving everything at once. Like, maybe anticipate with her head. Head antic. And then delay one of these hands. So maybe delay this one. Delay one hand. So everything is not moving at the same rate. Because humans very rarely do move at the same rate. Even when we twin, which we do frequently, like a lot of our gestures are meant to be symmetrical. But because we're humans, if you actually film someone doing it, you'll notice that there are definitely offsets between all their hands and everything that they're doing.
Gotcha.
And even when they're trying to do a symmetrical gesture, it often won't be symmetrical because of human error.
Yeah. So bake that into your animations and exaggerate them.
Yeah. It will help it feel more lifelike.
Find the humanity.
On different timings, spacings. And then that's nice too. Like, even when we do little things like lift our arms up, I know you probably did this for expediency, it'll often move our entire body. I understand you not necessarily wanting to do that with this because you are under a strict time limit. But just little head bobs and stuff to accompany the gesture will add a lot of life to it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this is really beautiful. I really like this entire motion. So fun.
Thank you very much, India.
Me?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Peach Dust, for animating this and submitting it for the Animorning challenge. Really, really fun stuff. Let's see. I like the the timing here as well on the roll. The roll's really nice. It might get a little bit slow just on the cat handspring when it's in the air, but I like the contrast you have there. So I'm not gonna say you should adjust it. I think it looks good the way it is.
I think playback on Sync Sketch is a slower rate than what was submitted.
I'm sorry about that, guys.
I'm not sure why that occurs.
Yeah, if your program has, I just saw people saying that their grids are often wonky, but if your program has grids that you can take advantage to try and use, then go for it.
Do you feel like we have time for one more?
Yeah, we definitely do. Do it.
This is a fun one to end on. So this is Alex in here.
Yo, Alex in here! That pose at the end. This pose. Amazing. Is this Okay, so obviously the style here is very limited. So I can give you like advice on how to push the animation, but I think again the point of this is kind of the comedy, and the limited style is a deliberate choice that's been made by the animator in it. So it's kind of, you know, I don't want to give too much advice on how to make this Disney-esque animation because that's not the point of it. Again, I do wish that we hadn't completely hidden the transformation behind the smoke so we could see her become duck. But like, this is a great economic use of drawings as well, to have this boil on the explosion. If you want to create a super realistic explosion, please see our explosion critiques.
Yeah.
Actually, that might be hilarious. To have this really limited style and then suddenly have this Sakuga explosion and then just cut to this.
Saku duck explosion.
But yeah, I mean, obviously this is adorable. I really like the way that you're using the boiling on the shading. So you have mostly a held frame here and the only thing you're moving is the beak. But you've chosen to redo the shading on the body even though the body's not moving, which creates a really nice boiling effect. That, like, there's something about seeing effects like this that always make me feel like CBBC, like children's programming. It's so cute.
Smear.
Nice smear. I love the smear. 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 That's fun. Could have a bit of overshoot on the head if you wanted to. That might be fun. Like, ping it up. Ping it up with its beak closed.
The character speaks to San Rene on a spiritual level.
It's your spirit animal. Overshoot? And that would only be for one frame. And then its beak opens up and it's like... I like the way that you've redrawn all the drawings on this one. Like, this is two separate frames. You haven't held the body at all. Boiling is such a nice effect. I really like boiling as an effect.
Yeah, boiling can have a still feel alive.
Yeah. You see what I'm seeing here? See, I love me nitpicking this animation, which obviously doesn't care about grids. But look at this. What's it standing on? It's standing about there, right? But that's not where the ground plane is. Maybe if you had a grid, then you would know where the ground plane is.
Wow.
Grid. Grid me. You can remove it afterwards. Just do it to shut me up, okay? Just do it to shut me up. It's fine.
I got a new t-shirt idea. Just grid me, bro.
Gridman. Gridman. So this is an awesome pose. I like the thought that this is like kind of what the duck was sitting like. Like the translation of the duck's position is this. Like, it would be nice to see some shading on her as well. Like, maybe in blue or something, just to keep that nice boil going. And then you have a smear here, but I don't think you really need it, to be honest. Like, I think you could just, you could get to that without using the smear. Because it doesn't really feel like the motion is fast enough to really need it. Also, everything's moving at the same rate here. And you could get a little bit more interest into your animation just by adding an extra frame, like 1 extra frame here. Plus 1 in between. Plus 1 in between.
Plus 1.
To add like a tiny bit of style would go a long way, I think. Let's see. So you would maybe have her hands already back here, but her body not completely leaned yet. And then her head not completely leaned yet. But you could keep her legs pretty close to what they are at the end. So that the main things that you're moving is the upper body leaning back on the hand. And drag that hair a little bit. Again, I know that you're not looking to milk call this. So I understand that like limited animation is the name of the game here. But I think this will give you a little bit more bang for your buck. Just adding in that 1 extra in between. Let me move this over.
So in summary, make grid, 1 in between, please.
1 in between, please. Yeah, and add shading to the gal, because I really like this shading here, and it feels like it should kind of follow through into this.
Maybe they're lamenting their loss of shading.
Yeah, maybe. They look like they're waiting for rain or something. They're like, rain on me! It's great though. I love it. It's super fun.
You made that noise immediately.
It's what it looks like it's doing. You could add some birdseed on the ground. Hey, that's something you could do.
Stop nitpicking now.
Oh,
Alright.
okay, I'm just saying.
we're-
Doug doesn't know how to human. Yeah, see, Darkvault says give more seeds. Yes.
I like that it has sound effects.
Me too. They were absolutely not me. That was on the file. Yeah, this is wonderful though. These are all wonderful, guys. You guys have like really come out on force. I'm sorry that we are unable to get to all of them today, and that we have to be a little bit stricter this morning in particular with our time limit.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be like this for the next couple of weeks, because Michael and I are... To say we're knee-deep in deadlines is kind of to sell it short. I'd say at this point the deadline line, the water line for the deadlines is kind of above our heads.
Yeah.
And we're trying to swim to the surface. So,
yeah.
Like, we are unable to extend the morning streams the usual couple of hours that we have previously. Right now we have to get some WEEK done. But I will give you guys the next Animorning challenge, and we can continue this tomorrow and see everyone else's too.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Please
I
don't
will
try.
say, if you want to submit anything for this morning challenge, like this one that we've been reviewing, it's either in the next hour or two, or we're probably going to miss it.
Yeah.
Just because if we end up with another 15 entries on additionally tomorrow, then it's going to have to end up going for another day just because we don't have the time to extend the streams at the morning right
Let's
now.
just say I will grab the ones that have already been submitted on Twitter. I don't think we'll grab any more.
Okay.
Because the deadline has passed.
We will, however, share and retweet them.
Yeah.
So, like, we greatly appreciate anyone who's taking part because this is really fun to look at. I love seeing these.
If you want to submit, don't mention Pokemon. I realized that I missed an entry because I have Pokemon muted on Twitter.
Why did you mute Pokemon?
I didn't want to see it.
Okay. Wow, Mike. You muted Pokemon. You're so heartless.
I muted Star Wars as well.
Fair enough. Yeah, so let me drop you guys the next Animorning challenge. Hopefully no one flips out. That's a joke that only I get because only I know what the next challenge is. The next challenge is to animate someone doing a flip. A couple of rules that I'm going to give you guys. You have to use grids. If you don't, you'll be disqualified.
Okay.
It's a hard line, guys. I'm taking it. It's grid town now. You gotta do a grid. So a backflip. The caveat is that you can only use 12 drawings. You can use the drawings as many times as you want for as many exposures as you want, but you can only use 12 of them.
12 drawings.
So choose your drawings wisely. Do you want to spend them on anticipation? Do you want to spend them on, like, holding in the middle of the flip, the landing? Like, how complex do you want to make it? What can you get away with? So yeah, 12 drawings only.
Yep. The whole thing. The whole thing is 12
The whole thing
drawings.
is 12 drawings. True Phoenix says, I'm a yeet into space! Good griddance. Power Bro, that's fantastic. Where do you get these, Power Bro? You're too good.
It's too powerful.
One for each day of Christmas. That's beautiful.
So
yeah.
You guys got that?
So next week we'll be looking at how you guys have used your drawings and trying to figure out if we could, like, improve the spacing. It's going to make it very easy to look at stuff like your spacing and your timing because we'll be able to know everyone's got the same amount of drawings to spend. How you all spend them will be different.
Do they particularly have to do a backflip or a front flip?
Any kind of flip you would like.
Anything that
It can be
kinda,
it can be off a high object. It can be onto a high object. It can be on level ground. It can be a front flip, a back flip, a side flip. It can have a running start or a standing start.
Gotcha.
Whatever you guys would like. Yep, 12 drawings, flip animation, must include glid, must include glid. Must include glid, guys.
Jeez.
Middle finger flip 2. Ha! No.
If someone's like, can I flip someone off?
You could flip the bird, but only if it's an actual literal bird and it's doing a flip.
I know you want to get creative with your bird flipping or whatever, but we won't look at those.
Green is not a creative colour.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you guys so much. And we're sorry that we have to create a little bit shorter than we usually would. But I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of these tomorrow. And thank you to everyone who has taken part in this morning's challenge. You all brought it, as you always do. I don't know why I'm consistently surprised every week that people have participated and done awesome stuff. But like, it's a pleasure to look through your guys' animation. Thank you very much.
Point, we have regular challenges.
Which is wonderful. I'm so happy that you guys are doing it week by week. I hope this is helping you guys to build up, like, a body of work that you can build from as well.
Yeah. So if you're interested in the VOD for this, it'll be saved on our Twitch, but we also have a VODs channel. And if you want to look through this, that'll be going up 24 hours from now.
Yep. It should be going up at 7:30 tomorrow.
Yep.
We're trying to keep it regular.
So the VOD channel's there. Please do subscribe, whatever, all that spiel. I'm not going to give it to you because...
Yeah, don't.
But
if you want to find them, that's where they are. Or you could just watch them on Twitch. They're available like 2 weeks or something after we do them.
Yeah. We look forward to seeing all of your entries tomorrow.
Hell yeah!
And until then...
Wish us luck with work, guys, and our immense deadlines. We wish you luck with your work and your immense deadlines. Everybody stay safe. You know, just look after yourselves, look after one another. Look out for each other. And I hope you all have a brilliant day. We're looking forward to touching base with you all tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And let's raid Caro.
Caro!
Is finishing a commission and looks really cute.
Aw, that's awesome.
So let's raid them.
Caro's a really cool artist, you guys. So go and say hi. And everybody have an amazing day. Best of luck with everything.
Wait, it says NA when I try and bring her up, but it says that she's streaming. Let's click on her to make sure. Are you live, Caro? Are you having it? Nope, they're there. They're there. Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Thanks, Dark Vault. We will stay safe. The only thing that's happening around our building at the minute is Corona, and we are inside. So we are good.
Oh, and Valerie, hello. Thanks for joining us this morning. We knows Valerie. Valerie's radio.
What?
Yeah.
Oh! Wait, are they in our chat?
Yeah.
I'm looking for them.
The heart.
Yes!
Heart.
There you are. Hello. We miss you. Valerie is our friend. Valerie is our friend.
Yeah, go and wish Caro a happy adventure.
Yeah.
With all, if you got emotes, spam them with the hype emotes and all that good stuff.
Everybody have a great day, and may the rest of it
be filled
with adventure.
I changed it up a notch.
Nice.
Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.
Whoa.
One in chat, there is no arguing happening. I don't want to call it arguing. I want to call it debating, because I feel like
Pretty little
they're
corner
very
in the Kent
shit.
countryside at the cottage just
Don't
over
even
my